focus, determination, passion, stamina, and the will to win. The end result, the Ricmotech Sports Car Series. Extreme Motorsports brings you the Ricmotech Sports Car Series, brought to you by Ricmotech High Performance Sim Racing Equipment, and in part by TD's Tree Service. Live Mondays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
There are just 2 rounds to go in the Extreme Motorsports Ricmotech Sports Car Series, and the penultimate meeting of the season brings us here to the Watkins Glen International Circuit in the United States. Good evening, everybody. Good morning, wherever you are in the world. My name's Andrew Woodhouse. I'm joined by Alex Simpson here on Apex Racing TV. We're at the Watkins Glen Boot. Alex, this time it's what people will class as the full course, about the longest layout that we have here, and yeah, the MX-5s and the Ford Mustangs are going to do battle.
Indeed they are, yeah. Good morning, everybody. Or good afternoon, good evening. Goes from all over the place, I think. Drivers as well. So, yeah, it should be a good one. Looking forward to it. Always a big fan of Watkins Glen. It does obviously pose the obvious issues the first couple of laps when the racing's really, really hard. If there are accidents, it can spiral out of control very, very quickly. Cars obviously bouncing back onto the racing line. We are at the boot circuit, as you said, Andrew. So we do have the bus stop chicane going into or down that sort of back straight before we reach the carousel. So that'll be interesting for the guys. And in a way, I think the Mustang drivers would have preferred probably the classic boot. They'd have had enough of a run to make overtaking a little bit easier into the carousel, but I think the MX-5 drivers, they're not gonna mind too much. They're still gonna be able to get that run and get alongside their rivals going into that corner. So I expect the MX-5s will be exchanging positions a lot tonight. But yeah, the Mustangs maybe able to defend for a lap, no problem, I would think, around here. So should be interesting.
Now, I am a fan of chicanes. I do like them. I know some people don't, but as they go, that bus stop chicane's pretty fun to drive.
Indeed, it is. It's one of the better ones, actually. It's not just a straightforward just bump over the curbs and that. Those massive curbs. You can actually set your car up to take those better than say some others, and compromise in other areas of the circuit to get that really fast as well. So quite bumpy, and yeah, quite a challenge. So it's we've seen many people die on those chicane. That chicane there as well, just attacking it a little bit too much, and yeah, and vice versa. People not attacking it enough, then they just get absolutely swamped. So it should be yeah, it should be great. Great sort of show through there. Yeah,
sure, we might see that at some point here tonight. We've got what's an hour's race. Aeronom leads the, Stephen Thomas leads the championship by 6 points over Aeronom. Interesting fact is, for those of you just joining us in the in the series. We'll welcome along. But here on has taken 8 races out of the 8 that he's started. I mean, it is truly an amazing performance. And we were saying, Alex, off air, he just amassed just 12 incident points over what must be 10 hours of racing at least.
Fantastic performance, missed one round, otherwise he would most definitely be leading the way. But it's also a good shout out to Stephen Thomas. You don't stay in front of that kind of class if you're not having a good season yourself, and he's locking up really good strong results, and this is why he's still in with a chance of winning this championship. So yeah, really good drive from Thomas, but phenomenal. Get so few incidents and all those wins as well. So yeah, he's a beast in this car, that's for sure.
Well, there's only one round this season where Thomas has finished outside the top 5. So yeah, I think we are going to see him put up the best possible fight in terms of trying to close out this championship. Just 2 rounds to go, of course. Here, and obviously today's race, and next week the finale, August the 13th, will be live here on Apex Racing TV, and the final round will be at Road Atlanta. So it'll be a 90-minute race, of course, as well in 1 week time.
Yeah, that's it. Make sure we get our sleep in before that one.
Yeah,
the GS Open points that are on screen right now, Andrew Fawcett leading that one. I mean, that championship is really close as well. David Warren in second place, and then Nathan Thomas in third. I mean, there's a point between those guys, but only sort of 12 points for the championship lead as well. So I think Alex Coffard probably a little bit too far out of it now, but those top 3 definitely have a chance to win this one, depending on how this race and the next couple go.
I think 2 rounds is enough to make up those points, but you're right. It'll be difficult for Coffard, but he's still got a good opportunity if he finishes well. And looking at the Master MX-5s, we haven't mentioned them at all so far, but the ST Pro category is being led by Jim List, and he's had an excellent season, Alex, when you consider that he was just floating around the top 5 a bit last season, and now he's the man to beat.
Yeah, indeed he is. Rob Hartley, I think, has missed a week. He was leading quite comfortably, missed one, so that will, with the drop weeks taken into consideration, that will tweak that order around a little bit. So I think next week we may see the points including a drop. I'm not 100% sure on that one. We'll wait for the administrators to let us know. But hopefully that's the point data that we get, because that will give us a better idea of the battles that we're going to watch. And
can I just point out very quickly that the fascinating stat is that both our championship leaders in both categories are yet to take a win in this season.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Crazy. Consistency can out.
Yeah. Well, into the open category. Sorry, we're seeing that as well.
I talk about it for myself very quickly. I like to blow my own trumpet when I get an opportunity. I didn't win a single race in the 2017 Pro Series, and I won that championship. So you've got to be in it to win it, and you've got to get good, consistent results. And yeah, that's kind of what I did. And I won more races in the 2013 one and finished like 7th.
Well, that's the stupid thing, isn't it? When you weren't being taken out on the first lap every week, it seemed to go quite well. But Greg Mack leads the ST Open category ahead of Jody Fight and Chris Torment, Michael Keane 4th, and Mike Taylor 5th, and Bobby Childs in 6th. So looking very competitive in there. Just 10 points separate the lot of them. Two main championships that I remember with very few wins. Keke Rosberg won the F1 World title with just 1 win in 1982, and Matt Kenseth, when he won the NASCAR Cup in, I believe it was 2003, I think he only got 1 win as well. So, but with the NASCAR, of course, like 1 win out of about 36 rounds or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's how you build a championship. Is that Dave Baker won the BSRTC in season 7, I think, with 1 win, wasn't it, or something
It
like
was,
that? So.
yeah, exactly. And then he
Can be done
went
in
on
sim
to
racing as well.
went on to
Sorry.
win more races afterwards, and not won one since. It's just crazy. Do you believe we've got
Well-
a track guide just while these guys get
Mm.
ready to do that? So maybe worth throwing it over to there.
Right.
Great to have you with us as we provide you your track guide today in the Ford Mustang around this 3.4-mile road course. A road course that began in 1948 by track designer and young law student Cameron Argetsinger. The original track went through 6.6 miles of the village amongst asphalt, cement, and dirt roads. Guess you could have called it the triathlon of motor racing. The track became a permanent circuit in 1956, and its first pro event was a NASCAR race, won by the great Buck Baker. Today, the Glen is more beautiful than ever and plays host to all forms of motorsports. Well, let's begin our track guide around this 3.4-mile road course as we come out of the final turn, turn 11, to head down the front straightaway here. Drivers will come out of that last corner pretty fast. They'll have a good run down here as we come across the start-finish line, down into what's known as the elbow or the 90. Turn 1, very sharp right-hander. Want to get that nose down to the apex, get a nice launch. Let that car drift out wide so you can get good acceleration off that first corner. Important to get that run there as we come up through the S's in 2, 3, and 4. This is one of those sections where you keep it to the floor at your own risk, and overtaking can be quite cantankerous through there. Coming out onto the backstretch, we'll be heading down to what's known as the inner loop, or the bus stop, as a lot of drivers refer to it as. Got to get that nose planted right down at the bottom there for entry. This brings us out of the loop and into the carousel. Turn 5. Right down to the bottom of that apex, let that car come out wide. As we head down the chute into what's known as the laces. Turn 6. This is the boot section of the course. Get up through the gears, down into a very tight uphill right-hander here. This is known as the toe. Turn 7. Come down tight on the exits. You've got room to let that car come out to the outside for good maximum off-speed. Up through this short straightaway here, this takes us down to turn 8. Another hard elbow right-hander. Easy on the accelerator coming out. Now back up the hill to turn 9. This brings us back out onto the NASCAR portion of the course. Oh, got a little curve there. Little short chute here. Into turn 10. Very fast corner. Got to come out wide and get that car right back to the left for the final corner on the track, turn 11. Let that car roll down in there, trail brake a little bit. Good speed off the exit to head down the front straightaway and again across the start-finish line. There's your track guide for Watkins Glen International. Thank you for being with us.
Well, that's how to tackle Watkins Glen, and as we can see, it's not for the faint-hearted. It's fast, flowing. Alex, some great corners on this circuit, really good ones.
Yeah, I love this place. It really is great flow, great circuit to get into a rhythm. It's one of the best circuits to drive, to try and understand car setups as well. There's a bit of everything, so you can really focus on a few corners and make adjustments and everything else.
Yeah, there's fast corners, slow corners, high curbs, flat curbs. Barriers are pretty close here as well, like we saw at Motegi earlier on in the evening with the World GTs. But that can bite you as well. If there is an accident going up the hill through the S's, and it's all going to filter through. No backing the pack up by Aeronom. Kevin Ford's going to be his main opposition. Pace car will pull in any second now. Then we're going to get the green flag flying at Watkins Glen International, and here we go. Oh, Kevin Ford just got an awful start and very nearly loses third position. He already lost second position to Tyler Shiflett. A great start by Shiflett up in second.
Yeah, he got the
Now
run,
he's-
didn't he, behind Nom?
Now he's chasing down Aeronom.
around.
MX5's coming through to the start-finish line. Here we go, Rob Hartley in the yellow car. Mike Dam in the orange one. Already Iannucci, Giuseppe. They're into second place again, so both the second place drivers, Alex, getting bad runs at the beginning.
Yeah, it can happen. I mean, the leader obviously dictates when they go in the series, and I think what's happened is they're too far alongside and just can't quite see, and the third place guys, of course, got the draft instantly of the leader, and it does help big time.
Here we go then. Down the back straight into the bus stop chicane. This straight might be long enough for the Mazdas to overtake. I don't envisage it being long enough for the Mustangs. Get a hell of a lot done into there, but it's Iannucci who's just taking the lead away from Rob Hartley. Mike Dam still in with a chance of this championship, Alex, but he's had not the best luck, and then a couple of poor races.
He's still thereabouts in the points, isn't it? So he's given himself a chance for the last few weeks to go. So like I say, good couple of races back to back, and it's going to propel him right up there. Then drop week be allocated, so that might be enough just to really put him right in the show.
Championship leader Stephen Thomas in fourth place. Do you remember when Aeronom turned up in the Mazda? Did that half a season or full season in the Mazda, and then somebody told us, hang on a minute, he's actually better in the Mustang, and we couldn't believe that.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
he's actually gone in the Mustang, and he's doing extremely well. He didn't get a good exit there, and that means that Shiflett will have a good run up the hill. He is gaining, and now he's in the slipstream. Going to gain just that bit more. Not going to get really near him, but he will. Closing in, but you can see from the rear wing of the Team Busrink racing car. Looking back at the Team Ramrod racing car of Tyler Shiflett. Iannucci maintains the MX5 lead over Hartley, Dam Svenke, and then Greg Mack. How long is that going to last? I wonder, because it's very good slipstreaming territory up this hill. Here comes Hartley, then Alex on the inside, and he's through already, yeah.
I mean,
Here comes Dam.
Iannucci's going to lose 2 places here, you know, possibly 3 before the time. So this is what we said. We thought the overtaking would be fairly simple in the MX5, so expect to see a lot of changes. Unlike some of the other series that we cover in the MX5s, I do think some of the drivers will be sensible quite early on and maybe start fuel saving and think about it tactically. Of course, we do have 1 pit stop here, and if the drivers can save 3 or 4 seconds in the pits by fuel saving, then they will absolutely take that chance as well.
I think they will have to go for it, though. Maybe because of the packs that they're in, they might have to just keep fighting their way to the front, maybe get the clear air. It's going to be tough to see, though. Looking on the track map there, you see the 2 classes. You know what? There's we're going to see the lap times when they come round, but it doesn't appear that there's an absolutely gigantic pace difference around here. 2:04 for Aeronom. So it'll be interesting to see what Hartley does when he comes through. See how representative these lap times are. We've lost 1 car, and it looks like Mike Taylor is out. What happened to him? Here's Rob Hartley. We're on board. Might as well do a lap, Alex. Do you want to do a lap yourself as well? I know we've had the
Yeah,
track
no
guide,
problem.
but it'd be quite
Yeah,
good
no
to
problem.
see. No doubt he's going to get some company though very soon.
No doubt we'll.
And in fact, we'll check. Just very quickly check the lap time. 2:09. So yeah, there's only 4 seconds, 5 seconds in it between the two classes here.
Yeah, not too bad. Obviously down and into turn one. Important to catch the cambered curb on the inside just to help pull the car around. Rob just about skims it. Then we're going to be basically flat out through the Estes. You can hear the engine revs just dip a little bit as we go up the hill. It gives you an idea of exactly how steep that hill is. We can see in the rear view mirror we've got a little bit of company. That's Mike Dam coming up to the left, so we're not on the usual racing line here. Lets him go through and tucks back in, and yeah, through the bus stop chicane. Oh, a little bit of an awkward bounce. Upset the car a little bit, but using all the curb through there into the carousel. Long right hander again. Important to get the right wheels as far over and to the inside so that it use the camber to pull the car, and into the chute, downhill left-hander, same thing again. Important to tuck the left-hand wheels onto the curb, help that camber, pull the car around, and you can get on the gas just a little bit earlier. The toe corner, start the corner off quite wide. You want your left-hand wheels on the new tarmac, and you follow that line all the way around, gradually getting tighter as you go. That gives you a good exit line off that corner. You can get on that power nice and early into the hill. Hardest probably braking point, or one of the hardest braking points on the circuit. Very easy to overshoot that, and that's exactly what Mike Dam's done. And then we're on to this very, very awkward off camber left hand corner where the boot
Nice, he almost drifted it round there.
Yeah, the boot part of the circuit rejoins the cup circuit, of course, where the NASCARs drive. So, and into the penultimate corner. Again, tricky corner in these cars because the car want to drift wide. And this final corner, so important not to hit that inside curb because it just pushes you out wide and you really have to get out of it. Fortunately, the MX-5 suspension capable of absorbing a lot of that, but a lot of the Formula cars that might come around here, the more high-powered cars, they hit that. That is almost a race-ending incident, almost straight away. So, but yeah, good lap from Hartley there, even though he lost the place. But like I say, that's kind of what we expected.
There's nothing you can really do about that, to be honest. It amazed me how much speed they were carrying. There has been a crash, I think, Alex, by the while we have been looking at that lap. David Payton and Jim Lister are both in bother, and in fact Greg Mack as well. It might have been all three of them, you know, in one go.
I think actually these are separate incidents. I think this is going to be the list one. Let's have a look, see exactly what happened here.
Car 65, Jim List.
Our championship leader going into this one.
Wide.
Just far too early on the gas. Car didn't rotate off, and he's got some severe suspension damage. So, and that's unfortunate.
Do you think that's all it is?
Let's have a look, see what happened to Greg. This
back
is
then.
Similar. A similar incident.
Oh, hello.
No, it's not. Oh, it just gets a little touch from behind.
Oh, and that's David Payton. That's how David Payton ended up going off, is it?
Yep, yeah, I think so. Oh no, that was.
Oh no,
that was John
One.
Allen. That was John Allen.
That's John Allen. So now we need to see David, I think, then. Because, yeah, he's dropped all the way down to 31st place as David Payton. I think his one. So he was the one who came in and made the contact.
Yeah, he was.
Looks like he got a secondary impact then. And that's probably what's done it for him. It's probably suspension damage for him.
Yep. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, man. What a shame for those guys. Especially for Jim List. Oh, just what he didn't need in the championship. Man, that is a real disappointment for List. Winless so far this season, but he was leading the way. Still going to be winless after this. It's all going to come down to the last race of the season.
Change up the colours on the mini-map right now so you can clearly see.
Oh, Matt Catila's got a problem. Matt Catila's got a real problem. Sorry, Alex. He's dropping all the way down. I wonder if he's gone wide. Whoops. I wonder if he's gone wide at the toe of the boot. Maybe gone all the way around, do you think?
Well,
on the grass?
Let's see what's gone on. I think it's going to be the same again. He's just got on the power too early. Look, and just into the Armco there.
Did he actually hit the wall, did he?
It was a skim, that was all.
Oh, he loses the rear on that cambered part.
Yeah,
Good save, actually.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, who was that? Nearly hit him.
I think it was Vigus, wasn't it? Might be Clint Vigus.
Yeah. So lives to fight another day.
Speaking of Vigus, very lowly qualifying, 10th for him. And 14th he is now.
That's not what we expect from Clint.
No.
But you know what it's like sometimes if you just don't get enough time to get that sort of practice in, you know, you can struggle to sort of find it. And I think that's been Clint's problem. You know, he hasn't always been able to get the kind of dedication, you know, dedicate the time that he wants to the preparation.
Well, just a small. That's the thing. Just a small case in point from earlier on. I was doing my F1 2017 career mode, and I was moaning at Adam that I was terrible at a certain track, and then after another hour's practice, I was like, you know, 2 seconds quicker. So it was. You can sort of you need those laps if you're going to be, especially around a track like this where it might look simple, but it's eking out those extra little tenths, isn't it? And it's using the camber to your advantage, and I think that's the main thing, isn't it? It's sort of the word, just like locking back into the track, isn't it? Like plugging yourself in. That's the word, plugging yourself into it.
Yeah, exactly. Just like you say,
like Monaco, you know, Monaco's very difficult because that's the reason, because you come and you do the first few laps and you've got to go around quite slowly, haven't you? And then you build up to it. I mean, your time trial lap that you did, the world record that you used to have, that took hundreds of laps to get to that point.
It really did.
Hundreds of hitting the wall at turn 1, I imagine, as well.
Yeah, I hit the walls a lot. It was worth it in the end. Oh, just on the grass. You've got to be careful there. I can really step the car out. That was Leon Wright. I just wanted to point out I did change the mini-map colours as well, so you can see where the different classes are now clearly defined. In the blue and the green, you've got the obviously the GS and the ST classes, and you can see where the respective leader is in each class as well. So something new that we've been able to add to the overlay. Normally it was just sort of showing overall positions, but now you can see class leaders as well.
We've got a great battle between Lovell, Thorman and Fike actually for 24th, 25th, 26th. Sorry, I'll let you get back to that point, but yeah.
What's up?
These three are absolutely going for it because they've changed positions 2 or 3 times just on this one lap. So yeah, sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, I think I might even be able to go as far as show you pro or open. Yeah, pro and open.
I think you are
class leaders. I think, which is kind of what we're seeing on the screen now, and you can see the mini-maps. There should be 4.
It's a bit subtle. So if you're not watching, so you need to watch it in. If you're watching in YouTube and potato resolution, then watch on the highest resolution, because that's probably how you'll see the blue ones. The green ones are a bit more noticeable.
Yeah.
At least to my sort of very untrained eye. But no,
yeah, just to start. So you've got the 4 leaders basically on tracks right now. So. Yeah,
and then the green ring around the name is obviously who we're focusing on and where they are, and we can see now that this is an almighty battle in the AM category between Chris Tom and Geordie Fike and Jeff Lovell, and they're going to go 3 wide, are they?
Oh, they thought about it.
Oh, bouncy over the curb goes Torment. Geordie Fike very nearly taking advantage of that one. Yeah, we can sort by class, we can sort by subcategory as well. So
Yeah.
can get a pro and am standing for you.
Yeah, so it's just back to sort of categories rather than net classes now.
So the movers and shakers out there at the moment in the MX-5s, Giuseppe Iannucci +2, John Allen +9. You can see that there. Chris Torman +2 and Edgar Sancinelli +2 as well. John Allen, the funny thing is, he's +9. That's despite the fact that he went off in the middle of all that crashing that was going on. So very, very good from John Allen. We haven't seen him for quite a few weeks, actually.
Has, and
In fact,
he's 11 seconds behind
he's only
the front.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say he's 11 seconds behind the front 5, so he's got his work cut out there. And that's unfortunate thing when you don't get the right qualifying and you get stuck sort of behind the pack. And there's nothing really you can do. Those leaders do disappear off, and that's what happened for Alan this time. It's going to take some almighty driving to close that down in the next 45 minutes. And absolutely on the money with the fuel figures, I think.
But incidentally, this is quite a funny stat actually. John Allen's won a race this season. He's one of only 5 MX-5 drivers to do that. But he's last overall in the championship. And here comes, he's completely last. And now the battle for the lead intensifies again. With now Travis Fenke says hello to the pack.
Yeah, Travis slowly catching up as well.
He's done well to catch up without much slipstream, actually, mate.
Yep, I agree. And yeah, Travis, another driver, hasn't been able to, I think, sort of have the groundwork that he wanted for this season. He had a few bad races early on as well.
Oh, here comes Hartley now. Dan was a little slow going through the chute. Hartley's going to go round the outside in the toe of the boot. Rhyming. on the using that new tarmac to get a good drive off there. He's got a great run here. I think he might have to try and go through into the lead here because he might get mugged otherwise. Oh, no, he won't.
You often see him just lift out of it in the series. That's the thing. They're very, very patient. And for anyone who looks at this and thinks, oh, you know what, I wish BSR MX-5 guys would race like this. I'm sure you do, but these guys have got an hour of racing in a car that's pretty easy to overtake, so they can afford to be sort of patient and wait for the easier moves and try and
stop
the strategies.
The way, well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it's often won and lost here, though, isn't it? Is the
exactly. Pits. Yeah, exactly. Where in the BSR, you haven't got the time to sit on ceremony. You've got to absolutely go for it, and exactly that we just heard, just as we come out the car. But Hartley definitely having a massive lift into turn 1, where yeah, you're not going to do that in a BSR race, that's for sure.
So we might see some drivers though being forced into overtakes now, if Iannucci gets close enough to Hartley, and here we go. In fact, Hartley might decide that he wants to go through, and maybe he has to go through because otherwise he'd end up 3rd or maybe even 4th by the time they get to the bus stop chicane. That is not the best camera angle I've ever seen, I have to say, but it gives you a good idea of the chicane. And actually how quick it is in these MX-5s. Very fast chicane.
Yeah, I think it's fast in whatever car you take. I'm actually quite interested.
But it's fast in relation to how fast this thing goes.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
I'm quite interested to see how it's going to be in the Kia if we ever drive the chicane. I'm not sure we do. I know that we've been here once, so I'm not sure we'll go back.
Oh, Hartley was dicing with death there. The outside of the exit of the chute. You can see that tarmac, Alex. That strip of newer tarmac. That's always a good place to try and hit.
Yeah, I don't actually think it gives you any extra grip on iRacing.
Feels like it does.
I'm not sure, but I just think it is the perfect line, you know, by catching, like, say, your left-hand wheels just sort of into the middle of the that new tarmac, and your right-hand wheels just over the inside of the line.
I think it definitely helps.
Just really gets you. It's just like a visual aid. It's almost like a driving line on the circuit, and difference. I might be wrong. You know, it might be modelled just to give you a little tiny bit extra grip. But
I know at Pocono, when you have the new tarmac strip, it definitely is more grippy. 100% when you go through that final corner, and you've got that strip of tarmac, it's definitely better. Than some of the others, and here's Kevin Ford, who's got up in second place past Tyler Schiffler. Aeronom leads by 5.75 seconds.
Yeah, he's just pulled away. I'm going to see if I can
Where's
find
he
this
got that
overtake.
from in 8 laps or so, since he was really under pressure. Here's the pass then. Going to be a straightforward one into the first corner.
Yeah. And that was quite a while ago when you consider Nom's just in front of him at this point, so...
I wonder if they've been battling though, maybe that's...
Possibly.
Because yeah, look at Stephen Thomas, the championship leader, of course, right on the back of Schiffler, and I wonder if they might have had a little bit of a dust up. 205.7 for Aeronom, 206.4 for Ford, 206.3 for Schiffler, 206.5 for Thomas. What is it about this track? What would you say your favourite thing about this track is?
I just think it makes for such great racing. I just really enjoy the racing around here. I mean, I've had great battles in the IndyCar. I can just think of one when I raced Kevin Parrish round here in I think it was an ARL league. I'm not sure, but I think we did some official racing as well.
IndyCar, wasn't he?
Yeah, but that was an absolute phenomenal race. Such a great battle. I think I lost that race, but I still enjoyed it, you know, immensely. It was so close at the end. And then,
didn't you have one with Miko Nasi around here as well? One bit, or was that?
I can't remember.
Barber.
I think Barber, we had a phenomenal race, and then and that was really when I realised, you know, actually, I'm not championship drivers around here.
Mike Dam's in the pits.
We'll keep an eye on that. Perhaps just an early stop for Dam. But yeah, I remember racing some of the World Championship drivers around here and really giving them a run for their money before I even had my pro license. So that was an awful lot of fun as well. When people were having going for the moves and things like that, and you can, if you're in the sim yourself, you can always jump back. Jeff Jacobs jumping into the pits in the background there as well.
Yeah, indeed. 18.5 second stop for Mike Dam. See what it is for Jeff. Jeff was running in about 8th, wasn't he? I think before he came in. I wonder if Stephen Thomas might try and take this opportunity to get by Tyler Schiffler down the straight here into the bus stop chicane, and Schiffler holds firm. I think, you know, without trying to dismiss anything, I think these three are going to be fighting over second place, really, ultimately. So I think it's about who gets the better of this battle between them. Setting up for the pit stop phase. And you know John Allen will have something interesting to say about the pit stop phase in the MX-5s as well, won't he? Surely he's going to do something interesting.
Sure he will. I'm just reading what the notes that have been given. I mean, I think the MX-5 window is open but it is quite early for damage. But they certainly weren't expecting them to come in now. They were thinking more around on sort of lap 19 or 20, sort of 30 to 40 minutes into this race. So that is an early stop for Dam. I hope he can make it from here.
I mean, probably make it, but like you say, just chances are it might be a much longer pit stop than some of the others. Who knows? Good battle here then. The two Ruddocks, Russell ahead of Michael, and then Alex Coffard. We talked about him earlier on with having a little chance of the open category. and then Jennifer McDonald just under a second behind, so she's trying to hang on to the slipstream to have any hope of sticking with this battle, really.
Fortunately, going to get an MX-5. Oh, no, it was okay. Got a bit of damage, whoever that was. I'm not sure who it was. They're jumping into the pits as well.
That's going very wide in the background. Vigus and Nathan Thomas going wide, but that's just normal here at Watkins Glen. Here's Leon Wright, and he's under pressure from Brandon Whitworth, former open class winner. Whitworth up the inside into the bus stop chicane, hits the curb hard, just about manages to. Oh, and he's still there on the inside. Good pass by Brandon Whitworth.
I think Wright kind of let him have that. He had
to be
covered
nervous.
him off, hadn't he? He just didn't get the exit of the bus stop quite right, and he's going to try and fight back now. Late on the brakes, dives in. Whitworth gives him just enough room, and only just. Wow.
Yeah, he was on the grass on the inside. That's how little room there was, but just enough good racing. You must, as Fernando Alonso says, you must always leave the space, and he did just about. Got a good runners right though. He will have the slipstream, maybe into the heel. Could have a go here.
Yeah, got on the brakes early. You can see how early.
Close though, still.
Got good exit. That's the thing. Slow in, fast out. The way.
That's what you've got to do. That's it. Some of the corners here you don't really carry that. Don't really have that. Necessarily that motto as the one that works all the time, but definitely the slower bits, and the last corner as well. Absolutely key. Well, and turn one.
Yeah.
The last corner and turn one are the key ones here on the whole circuit, really.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And of course, any corner leading onto a straight is usually that. And now into the pits come two Flying Tortoise cars. Russ Ruddock and Michael Ruddock. This, looking at Raymond Bader Jr. in the Everest Quality Racing car. That's like double glazing. Oh, dear me.
Race over.
Yeah. Suspension broken. Oh, and off. Very wide, at least, was Stephen Thomas. He looked like he was going off from the camera angle anyway.
I don't know who it was. The MX-5 actually might have been going a bit wide there as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that was. Mike Dam, wasn't it? The orange one?
It does look like Dam's car. I don't know if there's anyone else out there. And yeah, he's just been lapped, so yeah, he's first lap run, so it was Dam. Perhaps trying to get out of it. Not a bad tactic. If Dam can hold on to the back of these guys for, 3/4 of a lap, and you close or to keep with them, that's good. That's going to be a good second that he's going to gain. Jeff Jacobs in a close battle with Robert Brist, and Jeff has pitted, but Brist has not. Actually, I think that was Jacobs just getting by because he's already starting to pull away.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's taking any tyres here today with these pit stop times.
Yeah, possibly 2 tyres might be on the off in, but that's kind of it. And I think that goes for both classes, really.
Hartley's just taking the lead back from Giuseppe Iannucci. Jordy Fikes in the pits. Be aiming for about 16 seconds, something like that for the pit
Thomas
stop.
is in. That's an important one.
Yeah. All right. Stephen Thomas then, championship leader, coming into the pits. See what he does. Let's see. Everyone else has been around 18 seconds, apart from Jeff Jacobs, who did 16.5. Taking tyres is Thomas.
Yeah, like I say, expecting 2.
21.67.
Just bring on the screen, actually, just on the mini-map, you can just see that's Kevin Ford and Thomas. We'll keep them up for a little while. we'll see if Ford decides to jump in fairly quickly, because I think he might decide to come in. He won't want to lose track position again and have to fight back past guys that were around him.
So the gap between them is 39.7 seconds as we stand. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. Incidentally, Thomas's pit stop, like I said, the only one so far in the Ford Mustangs that's been over 18.2 seconds, 21.6.
Yeah.
Edgar Sancinelli's been in for 29.45 seconds in the MX-5s.
Total of 53.03 seconds in the pit lane. Yeah, that's quite long. You know, all the others, some of them have been sub 50. So a slow stop for Thomas. This may hurt him.
Like I say, I wonder if the rest of them just didn't take any tyres. I mean, that's probably probably likely.
Tyler Shiflett into the pits.
This will be interesting. Let's see what he does. As well, just for the viewers at home, we've got the pit stop times at the bottom. In the brackets is where you're going to get the actual stationary time. Rob Hartley's been in for 18.7 seconds. So it does round up to the nearest second on our display. Travis Frenke 18.72.
So the first time is the pit lane time, and then the second time in the brackets is the...
Somebody's got a broken engine in the background in the pits.
Yeah.
Smoking away. Here comes Tyler Shiflett. He's away. And that is 17.6, so 4 seconds quicker than Stephen Thomas. And that does show you... Amazing, actually. Yeah, that does show you the difference. Difference between them is now 2.2 seconds.
Not as much as I would have thought, though, based on the time difference there.
No.
You know, they were right next to each other, and there's a good sort of 4 or 5 seconds difference in the pit stop time. So,
although Thomas did set a personal best sector 2 and sector 4 on the previous lap, so definitely will have gained maybe a second on his in lap.
Going on, Nathan Thomas, of course, in the open category
versus
Clint Vigas.
Clint Vigas, yeah,
most definitely not in the open category.
No, and let's see what
look like Ford's going to come into the pits. So I'll just copy those. We'll reset it, I think. A bit of a mess, isn't it, in the infield section of the circuit at the moment.
It's now 38 seconds between Ford and Thomas as Ford pits from second place.
That's difficult, isn't it?
It is. I mean, could have put money on that, couldn't we?
Yeah, exactly.
Here it is then. And you can see that
on
Thomas
the mini
is
map,
just coming round the second to last corner. I think he will go through. It's going to be close. Be able to see him any second now coming into the back of his shot. There he is.
Tyler Shiflett onto the mini map
Tyres
as well.
Kevin Ford, Alex.
Oh,
I think. Or is it fuel? It's just the
not
fuel,
even
actually.
going yet, and they're alongside. I mean, it is quicker through the right, but
yeah, but Thomas is going to have the momentum surely here.
Yeah. Oh, straight out in front of him.
He can't. Oh, he can't do anything. Oh, that is super, super close. He can't do anything, Stephen Thomas. He's got to have a run into the bus stop where, while Ford maybe doesn't understand quite what he's got underneath him for this second stint. He has to arrive and pass him if he's going to do anything towards getting second place here in this race. It'll be inside, throws it into the bus stop, takes in so much speed and takes what is the net third position in the race.
There you go. And of course Tyler Shiflett got both of them, didn't he? Because he was actually no, sorry, he didn't. He was
yeah, he did. Yeah,
he was third actually behind and the tidiness is kicking in forward.
But he has taken a couple of
But
seconds
he has
out of
got
these
forward,
two.
yeah. So.
The important one.
Right,
then.
who has done stops and who hasn't in the MX-5s? I think pretty much
Aaron
everybody's
Non's
stopped.
in. I don't think he's in any danger of losing his position unless he goes for tyres.
Giuseppe she leads the way. Oh, what's that in the background?
Oh,
Someone trying to get into the pit lane.
and that is a fail, I think. As
David Warren
let's have a look then. David Warren, car 12.
messing with the leaders in class. Did he get a little tap
he got
from one
hit.
of the MX-5s? I think he did.
Frankie, I think Frankie has nudged into David Warren.
Travis not realising that he was coming into the pits.
Oh, and then obviously there was the car behind that nearly absolutely barreled into the scene. There was nothing they could do. They didn't know there was going to be a car in the entry of pit lane.
No, not at all.
Coffard, McDonald, Warren, and Nathan
Loads in.
Thomas are all in the pits at the same time. Fastest stop out of those is going to be David Warren, 15.77 seconds, but it just took him a long time to actually get into the pits, unfortunately for him. 17.6. Yeah.
Lead for Giuseppe, you know. And looking at the pit stop time, the pit lane was very, very good for Rinucci. Pit stop time was about the same as everyone else, so he's nailed his in and out of the pit lane there. So great effort for him, and that's what's given him a tiny little bit of breathing space with what is only about 20 minutes or so of this race to go now.
Yeah, fast pit stop and a fast, like I say, fast time in the lane. John Allen's pitted as well. Put him down in 26th. What's happened to John Allen?
No,
he's well down the order. He was in 5th place, remember?
Yeah, not sure at all.
Only 51 seconds in the lane as well. Something must have happened to him.
Yeah, he must have had a slow lap somewhere.
Was he involved in the pit lane malarkey? Was he the MX-5 that arrived on the track with the car like blocking the entry? That'd be interesting to know
maybe.
that. But I mean, would he have lost
I'm just going to jump it.
40 seconds.
I'm going to jump it back just so we can see why. He's about to lose a bunch of places. No, that's just pit. So
that's
not sure what that is.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's Jeff Level getting past him. I was hoping we would see maybe a little mistake or something.
David Warren's crashed, Alex. Looks like. I think he's out of the race. We're about to see why. Oh, it's due to the damage. Oh, that's the aftermath of.
Yeah, he's obviously
because he's been in the pits.
He hasn't so much crashed. I think he's just pulled it up to a hole and jumped back to the pits.
Oh, is he out of fuel?
Yeah, fuel.
That looks like fuel to me. That.
Oh, that's a mistake.
Because I must admit, I did notice that he had the fastest pit stop out of anybody. Did he just in his? And I wouldn't be surprised if he did in his sort of maybe his rush, because of course he made that mistake. I wonder if he accidentally unticked the fuel or something.
Quite possible.
Or didn't put any in. Didn't set it to put any in. Oh. Well, there you go. Shame for him. Well, I think we need to go to an advert break. We need to go and see the guys at Ricmotech and see what they've got to offer. But We've just got 20 minutes to go here at Watkins Glen, here in the Extreme Motorsports Ricmotech Sports Car Series, and we'll be back after this message from the sponsors. Welcome back to Watkins. Like I say, head over to ricmotech.com for all the sim racing needs you may have. And we're here at the Watkins Glen Boot circuit in the United States. Andrew Woodhouse and Alex Simpson here for the penultimate round of the Ricmotech Sports Car Series. We love having you along with us in this in the early hours of Tuesday morning, 7th of August. And yeah, Aaron Om leading the way, 7-second lead over Tyler Schiffler, Team Bushfink Racing Car, the Estonian. He won't get a lot of airtime, I'm afraid, but that's because, I mean, fortunately for him, he's just that good. He's heading for a 9th win out of 9 races this season. Only been one round that Aaron Om hasn't won, and that was the one he didn't compete in. So that gives you an idea of what's gone on there.
I don't know why. I didn't think there was any drops, and had we known there'd been drops, we'd have been talking about.
Sorry, no, the drops are counted in the standings. Sorry, that was my mistake. That was my mistake, because Tyler Schiffler's won a race and Kevin Ford's won a race, so there's 2 races that Aaron Om hasn't won.
Right,
according to the standings, anyway.
Hence, now we know.
You know what? Sorry, that was my fault. I was just being tired and not reading the thing properly. But yeah, because they were the results after July the 23rd. It was Canadian Tire. But yeah, that's why there's 10 wins counted on the list.
Gotcha.
For the overall.
It's a little 2.5-second lead. Now that's come down for Giuseppe. And yeah. The hunt is on, I think, with about 15 minutes to go of this race.
Yeah, the Cryptology Racing Blue driver. Of course, usually we see his brother Pasquale Iannucci in the series as well. Not here today. Let's have a look and see. Got a battle between Michael Key and John Allen, and Michael Key and John Allen out there for what looks like 25th position.
Expect Allen to make, well, I say light work, but certainly get by.
Well,
he's been in the stops twice. That's obviously where his problems lie. Andrew. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
he
don't know
has.
what
That's
the
what I
issue.
mean.
Did he get a speeding penalty? Do you think maybe on the way out? And that's what's caused it. It could be something like that.
Could have been. Yeah, maybe not at his best today, John Allen either. But yeah, he
There's
has
a move just gone on, I think.
That's one of the races.
Literally bought it.
Is it Leon Wright and Brandon Whitworth
yeah,
again?
Leon Wright and Brandon Whitworth, yeah.
And what's happened here? Oh, that's what's happened. The car off in front. Oh, and into the wall.
Who was the car that was off, though? It's David Warren again.
David Warren, oh.
Okay.
So he's got it going again. So he's obviously towed back to the pits.
Oh, he was losing it all the way through, wasn't he?
He tries to save it. Oh, and then he does. So he does save it.
Yeah.
And and then he
just gets a little knock from behind.
Oh, it's a shame. Not what he wanted at all. And we're seeing some lapping going on as well now for the first time tonight. Sorry, second time, isn't it? It's the second lap that they've put on the... oh no, yeah. It was the first lap that they put on the Mazdas.
Yeah, no,
it
you're
was
right.
the 2 minute 5, yeah, 2 minute 5, 2 minute 10 laps. So actually, yeah, it's the first one that they've put on them. Just shows really, doesn't it, that the Mazdas must be very, very quick in most of the circuit, apart from basically the two long straights.
I think that's it.
That's where they're losing 5 seconds to the Mustangs.
Definitely much, much better in the corners.
Those medium speed corners that the Mazda just likes a hell of a lot more than the Mustang.
Yep.
The Mustang's not so bad in the fast stuff, is it? Because it kind of uses what little downforce it actually has to kind of, you know, power itself around there. It's got a much
better center of gravity and everything else, isn't it? So
I've only ever really driven the Mustang at Monza and Sebring. That's two completely different places. Yeah. But it was definitely more enjoyable at Monza because it sort of suits that car, the way that car handles. It just seems to, like I say, corners like Lesmo and Ascari seems to like them because it's kind of a neutral balance, really, the Mustang. It doesn't have really a... Yeah, okay, it's a bit understeery, but it's not gonna rip your head off in corners like that. The thing.
Well, definitely a 1-2-3 battle now for this one with 12 minutes to go. So I'm still not sure anyone's going to really go for it right now. Going to wait till about 5 minutes to go, yeah, before going for it. Travis Finke hasn't managed to hold back on to put himself back onto this pack. So,
sadly for us, it's just too early because, you know, and because why would they make that move when all it's going to do is leave them vulnerable to another move?
Yep. Yeah, they got to time it right, and right now it's a three-way battle, isn't it? The minute they start battling, that allows Travis back in. But I have to say, he is coming at him last lap. He was 3/10 quicker, so might be on them.
The little look as well. They were actually 8/10 quicker than Iannucci on that lap as well. Travis Finke's pretty much dropped off this one.
Yeah, it was a bad lap for him, wasn't it? But did catch up the leader still, though, so that's not that bad.
Well, true. That's a weird. Yeah, it's a weird one, that, isn't it? But here we go. Now, I think Iannucci. I wonder if Iannucci's just struggling a little bit because he's going to lose 2 spots here. And Mike Dam's going to think, well, why not have a go for the lead? He's up the inside into the bus stop, and of course, Iannucci will be hoping that these two get into it and come a cropper, maybe.
I was going to say, as will Travis behind, just carry on battling like this for 3 or 4 more corners, and going to gain like a half a second very quickly. That will definitely put him in draft range. Hartley
all the way around the outside. Now he has a look up into the chute because Dam's got his braking a little bit wrong. He had cleared Rob Hartley. Now the Canadian taking on the American. in New York State, of course, here at Watkins Glen. And they're still going to be side by side, but of course they've got company now. Look at this. Big V8 coming up the inside.
Problem's getting clear of that. Oh, doesn't really get himself on the brake.
Oh, and that's
that was what I was going to say. Doesn't really get himself on the
Hartley.
racing line, and that's what caused all the problems there.
But that's exactly what we were talking about, isn't it? The Mazda's much better in the corners than the Mustang. Oh, and the Mustang nearly loses it. It's right, isn't it? Is it right?
I think it is right in the reason.
Jeff Jacobs has just gone through on them, isn't it? In the Jacobs racing car, Leon Wright in the One Wild One racing car. Here comes Travis Fenke, right? He's right on this group now. They've all delayed each other.
One little battle.
Perilously close to the grass on the left-hand side was Iannucci. Don't want to be braking on that, as we said earlier. Travis has got a great run now. He's got to let Giuseppe, of course, get back onto the track. Oh, Iannucci really wide in the marbles. Going up the hill, and Schwenke has to back out of it.
And Travis is going to use his head here. He's not going to go for a move, I don't think. Maybe not.
Might be worth going for one, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I think because they lost
the two at the front,
contact a little bit there. He'll want Giuseppe just to at least close that gap back in with the draft.
The problem you've got is Giuseppe's the slowest out of the three based on the last few laps.
Yeah.
So if he does follow Giuseppe, it might be that Hartley and Dam can lap maybe quarter of a second quicker. Like I said, I'm just basing that on the last few laps.
Yeah. From what we've seen there, you're right. It's go time, isn't it? Get by quickly. Otherwise,
I mean, there's
gap
like
that
I say,
just close. He's going to lose.
I'm all for being conservative and for being safe. But I do think that with 10 minutes to go, and when you see your rival... Oh, what's that?
That's Tyler Shiflett.
And Stephen Thomas, was he involved?
No, he avoided it. Thomas got through. What happened there?
But was he involved? Let's have a look. Oh!
Maybe.
I mean, that is...
We need to look at that again?
I think we need to see it again from a different angle. I don't think there's any physical contact between these two cars. Oh, he's drifted across the Shiflett a little bit. It's that incident that you had at Mid-Ohio again, isn't it?
Yeah, they just get locked together. It's horrible.
Tyler's trying to open up the line a little bit for the left-hander that's following, and even maybe trying to just prevent him from opening up that line. I think it's a racing incident.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially considering that it was net code, really. But unfortunately, it does result in Tyler Shiflett being out of the race. We're looking at Jennifer McDonald, their car 117.
Oh, sorry.
No, sorry, she's closing in on Nathan Thomas and the two Ruddocks. And Brandon Whitworth. In fact, there's only there's 5 cars there in a... No, there isn't. Whitworth's nowhere to be found. So that's my fault. But yeah, the two Ruddocks and Thomas and McDonald. Jennifer carries a lot of speed into that first part of the bus stop. I think that's what you've got to do in the bus stop, because there's no real run coming out of there, so you might as well take a lot of speed in, because your exit's not that important.
I agree, as long as you don't run over the grass on the exit.
Yeah, don't hit the grass.
Well, on to the right, on the very last corner part, if you carry that much speed, you can't quite clear that bit.
Yeah.
So it's quite bumpy there as well, and that's where you do lose time.
Clint Vigas has just made up a position up to 11th. Really, really unusual, anonymous race for Vigas. And he's battling with Alex Coffard, who's just got past him actually again. So Coffard up into 11th at the expense of Vigas. Now the two Ruddocks battling here. This lot are 45 seconds nearly behind the lead. And this is Nathan Thomas trying the outside line. That's too outside, isn't it? Here comes McDonald. Up the inside into the penultimate corner. And the BTL Motorsports Mustang.
Those shows how tired I am as well. I was just thinking of a sandwich, but wrong way around.
What sort of sandwich are we talking about?
BLT. BTL.
Oh,
close, but no
the
cigar.
BLT Motorsports car. Yeah, I see. There you go. I made the mistake of eating quite a big chocolate bar before we came on air, and now I feel slightly sick. But it's all right. It's all right because it's given me the sugar needed to get through. But we have. It's been an interesting race. I've enjoyed the race, but now it's coming into the final part, and it's always a great watch is the final 10 minutes of this Ricmotech Sports Car Series race, and we're in the last, in fact, 4 minutes now. So Iannucci leads over Hartley and Dam. Iannucci's then somehow has got the lead back. I've absolutely no idea how that's happened, because we thought he was maybe a bit done and dusted a couple of laps ago.
Exactly.
Watkins for you. The MX-5 for you.
Yeah, they waited for us to look away, didn't they? They were like, well, we'll teach
100%.
you to go and look at the Mustangs. Change for the lead. I'm going to see if I can find it, actually.
They're really going to leave it to the last lap, these three. Because, of course, they don't really want Travis Fenke to get involved, because it's more potential for losing places.
Right, here's the replay, how he got it. So he got back onto the tail.
So a big long run, he just must have put in a couple of great laps.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, he put in his fastest lap of the race on the previous lap. And that tells you how hard he's pushing, Iannucci. Just clears him. Yeah. Just about clears him, but clears him nonetheless. 176 kilometers an hour. It's about 115 miles an hour, 120 miles an hour. Which isn't bad for a little car like this, I must admit. On a medium length straight. Now they're side by side. For the lead again, Iannucci on the right, Hartley on the left. Mike Dam now trying to use that momentum, but has he got the space? Has he got the bravery? I think both might be the answer. Is he going for it? No, he isn't.
Oh. And even Hartley bailed out of it as well, didn't he, early on?
Well, they know that Jim List is out as well, don't they?
Exactly. Good points to be had here.
They do not want to be ending up in the fence. Because Jim List has already been in the fence. It's handed an opportunity to these three. Now, championship-wise, it's funny, Alex, because Iannucci is 4th in the standings, Hartley's 3rd, and Dam is 2nd. So we'll see what order they come through in, because whoever takes this one put themselves in a great position for next week, especially if it's Mike Dam, because he was already 4 points ahead of Hartley. And
going for it.
10 points ahead of Iannucci. And that's what he needs to do.
30 seconds of the race left, so where's our
Aaron
class leader? Oh, he's going to do one more lap for these guys then. One more lap.
Only one more lap to go. The white flag will be in the air for Aaron up. Around the outside goes Mike Dam into the penultimate corner. That's a good move. But the funny thing is, Alex, you can say that is that too early?
Yeah, I think it might well be.
I know it's ridiculous. We've been wanting the overtaking between the front guys.
Could be 3rd place for him. Yeah, that's what I think he'll go into the chicane as.
Still backing off these guys down the straight. That's a terrible line. Oh, he's going to have to go onto the grass.
Had no choice, I think. Otherwise, he was going to lose any chance he has of a win.
Well, there was no danger of the passing the grass this time. His ass might be grass if he crashes. Let's see though. Damn,
Here comes the Mustangs.
Oh, like the fast lane on the motorway, isn't it?
Yeah.
And here comes Iannucci's trying to go around the outside of Dam. Dam has the inside for the bus stop chicane. Crashes over the curbs. And stays ahead. Mike Dam of Giuseppe Iannucci. Aeronom then. Well, he qualified on pole, Alex. You wondered, you thought that nobody else really would have the pace based on qualifying. At the beginning, it looked like he might have some trouble, Aeronom, but as is usual, he just seems to come through and, you know, at the risk of sounding disrespectful to other people, he seems to make this look extremely easy. Checkered flag in the air, and it waves for Aeronom and his 9th win of the season.
Yeah, fantastic performance. Stephen Thomas followed closely by Kevin Ford, but great drive for Thomas. Another second place is not going to harm his chances in the championship.
For Ford closing in. He can't get there at the end. Now back to this battle in the MX-5s. Mike Dam got a Mustang alongside him.
Killed his line on the exit there.
It's out of shape.
Give Iannucci the opportunity. Of course, they are teammates.
Going to be a drive to the line, isn't it? Going to be a drive to the line. The Mazda's so quick in the corners. He's going to get a bit of a slipstream off the Mustang. I think that's going to help him. Mike Dam of Canada comes across, and he just takes the win in the MX-5 category. And that was a really good finale. Dam, Iannucci, Hartley and Svenke separated by just a couple of seconds at the end. Got a long way to go before we see Jody Fite coming across to pick up 5th place. Here he is indeed. Lonely race for him. We've barely seen him.
No, I haven't at all. So apologies for bringing you up on screen, mate.
P7 though. Sorry, P5 with 7 positions gained.
Good result.
I think we've got to take our hats off to that. Brilliant performance. Good strategy.
Yeah, well worth
Jody
having
Fite,
a
look
little
at that,
wee
he's
for
happy
top
about
5.
that. Yeah. And why not?
Tigers blowing up his engine. Thumbs up his
He's
race,
finished
mate,
the
I
race,
think,
thanks.
doesn't it?
Yeah, that's not a great meeting for Vigas, I have to say.
What, Brist? Cross?
I think I've only seen him finish 1 race down there since he came back to the series. So he'll be going back to the drawing board on that one for Road Atlanta next week.
Got everyone finished now, haven't we?
What sort of race are we going to see at Road Atlanta? That'd be interesting with that big long straight.
Yeah,
the
that'd be
chicane
good.
at the end of the lap. But yeah, I think everybody seems to have made it to the end. Yeah, looks like it. Here we go then, results for round 11 of 12 in the Extreme Motorsports Ricmotech Sports Car Series. GS class, Aeronom was the class of the field. He wins by 13 seconds over Stephen Thomas. Just beats Kevin Ford by a 10th. They complete the podium. Jeff Jacobs in 4th. Leon Wright in 5th. Brandon Whitworth 6th. And then Russell Ruddock ahead of Michael. Nathan Thomas in 9th. Then Jennifer McDonald in 10th. Clint Vigas 11th. Alex Coffard in 12th. Andrew Fawcett in 13th and Robert Brist in 4th. Fawcett in 13th, Brist in 14th, and Matt Catila in 15th place. And the retirements, well, we saw Tyler Shiflett end up in the wall as David Warren, maybe out of fuel, had a crash anyway as well. And Raymond Bader Jr., we saw him go off and into the fence about halfway through the race. And then the ST class, Master MX-5, Mike Dam wins the race ahead of Giuseppe Iannucci. Robert Hartley was in 3rd, very close again, gave it everything. Travis Svenke in 4th, Jody Fite in 5th. 6th for Jeff Lovell, 7th Greg Mack, and then John Allen in 8th. They were very close together in the end, just a quarter of a second between those two drivers who were a little bit out of position. Michael Key 9th, ahead of Edgar Sancinelli, Patrick Prevenas in 11th, and then the retirements: Mike Taylor, Chris Torman, David Payton, Jim List, and there we go. Yeah, that's it. Ryan Cobb, the steward, of course.
Good night's racing. Let's quickly bring nominees waiting in the interview panel. I've got Mike Dam as well, so we'll get the 2 leaders in. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm going to fall asleep, so I do apologise for that.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think we'll get these 2 sorted, and then I think that'll be it. Aero Nom joins us in the commentary box. Aero, 9th win out of 9. I'm starting to struggle to ask you any questions, really, because we didn't see you in the race for a start.
Yeah, it was pretty easy to get away this time. I think Tyler was a little bit slower than Kevin, and so I was able to break the draft, and the rest was just taking easy and no risk in the traffic.
The first couple of laps looked like you were going to maybe have a bit of a challenge on your hands, but you nailed qualifying, and that's half the battle. Because with the rolling start, obviously you get to control it, so there's much less chance that you're going to have somebody flying past you into turn 1.
Yeah, I think actually Kevin got too good at the start. Maybe he had to check before the start line, so maybe that's why he got bad start. But yeah, always good to start in the front.
Especially around here when anything can happen. Alex, I was just going to ask you, do you have anything for Aero? Because obviously you know what it's like to be fighting for championships.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you've done all the hard work now, mate, so congrats on that. It's just a case of 2 more rounds to go and bring it home. Cause it's,
1 round?
It's just 1 now? I thought it was 2, sorry.
Just 1 to go next week.
1, okay. Yeah, so 1 more week then. Road Atlanta, and yeah. What's the mindset going into that one? Because surely, it's not easy to come back from missing some weeks.
Yeah, I'm not sure the drop bricks actually work, but maybe it's enough. So let's see. It's a long race again, pretty similar long straight. So, but yeah, more tactics in this race.
Well, of course, it's one of those tracks where you can ball foul of the track itself. It is very technical and it is pretty fast. So as long as you keep it clean, I think it's going to be going to have every chance. Who do you want to say thank you to before we let you go?
Yeah, like always, the league sponsors and admins and you guys.
Thanks, mate.
Perfect. Nice and short and sweet, mate. We appreciate that. as you probably do as well, because I imagine it's pretty late where you are as well.
Yeah, it's 5 AM.
4 AM, excellent. Well, thanks for joining us, mate, anyway. Makes that even more impressive. We'll see you next week. I tell you what, though, Alex, that does put it into perspective, the fact that it's even more stupid o'clock for him. And he still comes in and he wins all these races.
Ah, crazy.
I don't think I could win I could do a race, but I don't think I could win one at this point in the morning.
I mean, I remember when I did the IndyCar Open Oval Series, I think that was on a Monday night as well. It was like the first sprint to field race, which started, I think, 1 o'clock. So, and that was hard to stay focused for those races. So, I imagine at that sort of time, you must be knackered. But of course, unless he, normally works nights and things like that, and then it's just his normal hours, and it's not that impressive after all.
yeah, you'll find that out later on. Somebody who we've got in that we're glad to have in the commentary box, because we've not actually spoken to him that many times this season, is Mike Dam. Mike, can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, over the last few seasons, we've become accustomed to speaking to you after taking a win or maybe second place. This is only your second win of the season, so you must be really, really happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a hard challenge to win in the Mazda here. I mean, most of these tracks we're running on are high draft tracks, and it comes down to like the slightest movement in position that can make a win.
In terms of that battle with Rob and with Giuseppe, it looked like, actually, because the Mazda's so quick in the corners, it looked like those Mustangs that were trying to get through were actually getting in your way more than anything. And it meant that for yourself, finding the right lines later on was maybe more of a challenge than it should have been.
No, absolutely, especially on that last lap there, trying to finish it off. Yeah, I think the Mustang's tires, as the stint goes on, gets to a point where we can actually get through those corners maybe faster than they can. But yeah, it's just such a struggle all race long, or especially at the end there when you're trying to get into the right position to cross the line first. Yeah, just to you gotta have just big enough gap on the straight, or else they're just gonna zip by you again.
It was just enough, and managed to take the win. We're going to wrap this up, mate, because we are just about falling asleep on the job here. But if you can take us through your thanks to your sponsors and team, whoever you like.
Yeah, of course, Ricmotech High Performance Sim Racing Equipment. Frank at Ricmotech, yeah, he has some great stuff there, and he sponsors the series. So, yeah, great guy, great company. Thanks to you guys for staying up so late, broadcasting for us. It's awesome. I just want to say thanks to the drivers who put such a challenge on. It's so much fun.
All right, and it was fun seeing you up there at the front again, mate, and hopefully you finish off the season well. You've got a good chance still of taking it, so...
That's going to be a battle. I think I really needed these points on Hartley, but yeah, I'm going to have to beat him next race again by a couple positions, so...
It's going to be tough, but at the same time, that's what we like. We like a bit of a challenge here on the channel, so yeah, we look forward to catching you next week.
Yeah, it'll be a showdown. See you guys.
Cheers, Mike. And sorry, mate, you were saying?
No, just thanking Mike as well.
Yeah, so apologies to Stephen. Not going to get to speak to him this week, but we will be back, of course, next week when the final round of the season takes place at the Road Atlanta, where it's going to be very, very good indeed. And I'm sure, and we've got multiple drivers fighting for both titles, which is very good.
4 titles, I think, are going to be open. That's the thing.
Oh, sorry, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we'll have to try and keep an eye on what's going on in the AM class as well. Or the open class. It's going to be mental.
Right then, we need to probably disappear. But thanks very much to everybody for watching us here tonight on Apex Racing TV. We always appreciate that. Like, subscribe. Click the bell icon as well so you get our videos first when they come out. And yeah, from Andrew Woodhouse and Alex Simpson, we'll see you in the next one. It's the BSRTC. It's the next round here on the channel on Thursday evening. Alex will be taking part in that, so yeah, come and have a little watch. But yeah, from all of us
MX5's in Le Mans, sorry, just to butt in.
Oh, sorry,
so
it's Monday. It's not
Tuesday and Wednesday before.
Sorry, MX5's. And yeah, sorry, God. Let's try that again. We can edit that out, I'm sure, of this live broadcast. Yeah, so BSR MX5 Cup tonight, Tuesday, 8 o'clock, and then iRacing Le Mans Series as well on Wednesday. Right then, good night.
Good night.